It's the last week of the year, so let's ring in the new year with an easy, fun, sparkly rock painting design. I'm going to start out with my stubby little chalk pencil to make 3 sort of narrow U-shaped designs. These are going to be our champagne flutes. For this design, I'm digging into my new homemade metallic watercolors from IUILE. This is actually a discontinued card, but I liked it because it took away the need to choose a color. And so I did my homework and I found out that the best way to use these is to add some drops of water to the paint dots first and let those soak in to kind of loosen the paint up. I'm really excited to use these in a more kind of concentrated format than I did on my first try. So I'm just going to swirl in on this first magenta color and then paint some magenta champagne into the first flute. I cannot emphasize enough how satisfying using these metallic watercolors are because of how sparkly they are and how much fun it is to watch that sparkle when it's still wet. So we're just going to move along and fill up each champagne flute and add a few bubbles with each color. Take my trusty Sakura Pigma fine line brush pen to create the outline of each of the champagne flutes as well as the stem and the bottom of the glass. And I'm going to draw in a few bubbles into the champagne glass as well. Now I'm going to take this Pen Touch gold pen, which is really beautiful for a metallic paint pen, and I'm going to add some writing to the rock. So I'm going to write cheers in script above the champagne flutes and thicken each of the letters anywhere that the pen was in a downstroke. Then in print, I'm going to come underneath the champagne flutes and write "To the New Year." I don't use this pen all that often, but it really is beautiful. So there's a link in the description if you'd like to get one of your own. They also have silver and rose gold. I'm also going to add some little notches to the print letters New Year just to give it a little bit more character. And then we're going to add some resin to this stone and see how it sparkles. One thing that often happens with these Mexican beach pebbles when the resin gets applied is that the stone gets very dark. So it was a little bit hard to see the black outline for the stem and the glassware, so I made another rock. And one trick of how you can avoid the stone going too dark is you add a coat of Mod Podge around on the design. So I'm going to just go over everything except the watercolor paints because I'm a little worried that it'll lift the watercolor if I go over it. So I'm going to go on every part of the design except the watercolors and see if we can get this stone to lighten up a little bit with another coat of resin. I waited until after I got the Mod Podge on to add the little bubble dots. And now let's clink our glasses to the new year and see how this looks with some resin. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And I want to wish you all the best as we head into the new year. Take care, and I'll see you next time.